Recap, Family Reunion 2021. The excitement as the family of the Alliance came together. First agency manager dinner, what happens? A whole new, improved promotion schedule. Megan Wood gets up here and gets a new all-expense-paid trip because she's issue paid over $500 million in less than half of a year. And then she talks about how she did it. Then what do? We roll in the CEO of Integrity Marketing, Brian Adams. What's next? Unbelievable. Brian Tracy shows up. So people are bouncing off the walls. We think it can't get better. But Vanilla Ice, Rob Van Winkle, shows up. So he agrees to an interview. He comes back out with his whole music entourage. People knew the songs, they were breakdancing, and this is the first night. This is the first night, and people are losing it. What happens the next day? How do you top it? I got an idea. Let's give away $100,000 on stage to the people that brought the most organizations to the meeting. If you missed it and you want to be at the next one, I highly recommend you sign up quickly. We're going to invest heavy. We're going to go big. Family Reunion was incredible. Family, the friends, the association, the food, the education, and the entertainment. What kind of a package is that? National convention. Off the charts, baby. I will guarantee you. Come see it. See you then. World, watch. You're going to see something you ain't never seen before. It's about ready to see what the Alliance can do, baby. Alaska, baby. The last great frontier. Maybe, I don't know, Alaska. It's cold up there, that's why I got my jacket on, and they got ice glaciers. We're going to cruise Alaska. It's not just a cruise, it's a journey. The ovation of the seas. We are going cruising. And where are we going while we're cruising in Alaska? Juneau. Yes, I know, it's Juneau. It is the largest capital in the United States of America. You're gonna see orcas, you're gonna see humpback whales, you're gonna see them sea dogs, you're gonna see the sea sails, you're gonna see everything up in Juneau, because Juneau. Have you ever been dog sledding? You get on the back of the sled. Oh, look, or you down like this right here. You like this right here. There's a country song that says, if I never get to see the Northern Lights. I bet you go on this cruise, you're gonna get to see the Northern Lights.
That's better.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Activity Call Live. Brought to you today from beautiful Burlington, North Carolina. Now, let's hear it for our host, our President and CEO, Andy Albright.
Yeah. Thank you, Billy. Thank you. So I am fired up today about the ARC and what they have, the improvements they have made, and also just even the improvements that they made, like in the last 24 hours, are unbelievable. But before that, it's just unbelievable to me how good it is. But if you don't use it, you know what I'm saying? It might as well not be good. I'm trying to log into it right now. Okay, so I'm logged in here, and I'm logged in here. So, all right. So I've got a lot of material to cover that I'm not sure how much I'm even going to cover. I can cover this some other time because I'm just so excited about the volume. I told you this, that recruiting is just about doubled. People are recruiting like crazy. My voice has been jacked up for 4 or 5 weeks now. It's very frustrating. You know, I've tried to be on the phone as much as I could without having a relapse, and then, you know, to avoid Jane calling me all the time and telling me I'm talking too much. Because she's worried. I don't want to die from this COVID. I don't want to have a relapse, you know, because I got a lot of stuff that I finally got finally got all the season tickets I want, concert tickets and stuff like that. So I don't want to die, you know. But I'm excited about doubling and getting you partner and getting like Mike Marisi. I was on the phone with him a couple hours yesterday working his group. And it's a gold mine out there, meaning it's unbelievable. Who works in ABTF? Pam, Lawrence. So can I pull up ABTF on Lawrence, or do you pull it up like that? Or Chris, how do you pull it up? Like if you want to see what they're doing in their hierarchy, or do you go to individual people like Danny Johnson?
We do it both ways. You can go to 186-094 and see all of it. And then normally I'll do 2 screens. So I have the big one, and then if I'm on Danny, I'll do Danny's. You can have multiple drawings up at the same time.
All right. Yeah, come up here and pull up Danny. Yeah, I've got. So let me tell y'all about the first thing they brought up before we get into it. Like, I can click on now and see. Might be quicker to do here. I can see everybody's birthday. Everybody's birthday in the Alliance. I'm not going to be able to do it. I think she kicked me out of it when she's working on Zoom. I think she kicked me out of it when she's working on Zoom. But I can go, let's see, let's do, okay, can you do use my code?
Yeah, I'll get you.
All right. It's Danny Johnson's group. I'm going to go to CRM, like where the Today tab is. And Danny Johnson, and then it's where you've normally got sales, now you've got agents, our team. So you click on team, Danny's got 3 birthdays happening in his organization. I looked at mine, it said over 100. And then there's one dude that turned 81 years old in the Alliance today, and there's one girl that turned 23 in the Alliance today. So the youngest person's birthday today in the Alliance is 23. And it was crazy because, like, we know who she is, and she did this while she was in college for extra money, and then went on to her job career. And I was going like, I'm thinking, why would she do that? You know, but I don't know. I might call her and ask her and say like, hey, happy birthday. Why did you do a normal job? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'll do that to her. But like Danny's birthdays, so Diana Barefoot turned 69 years old, and then he's got 2 that are upcoming birthdays, Tisha Joyner and Angelique Harris. So if you want to know, now any manager can pull up whose birthdays are going on in their organization. All right. What?
People watching can't see that, but we can do it from Tia's computer as you're talking, if you want her to walk through it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to help her run it.
Which one are you pulling up?
Who you want
Whose team's pulled up?
That's Danny's right there. But
Yeah.
nobody can see that.
Do Mike Maurice.
All right, I'm going to pull this down. So
No, do Stephen Davis. Stephen Davis would be better. Stephen Davis.
All right, you'll see it on this screen.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. While they're getting that organized, I want to talk about the activity call numbers. And so where's my submit? I got total issue paid. So total issue paid for the week, the top 13 people were all over $10,000. Jason Grant did over 10 grand, Beth Ireland 10 grand, Stephanie Rodriguez 10 grand. Issue paid, to be clear. Edia Reyes 11.5, Joe Dukes 11.9, Amory Brax, Stephen Davies 13,000, Lee Reyes 14,900. That's 10 applications, Lee Reyes. Way to go. Jeremy Patton did 16 grand. Megan Wood issued 19.7 with 28 applications this week. Kelly Haney and Jeff Turner did 23,300. Darwin Grant turned in or issue paid 30 grand with 3 outs under Marcus Richardson, Jake and Bell, 51,600. Issue paid this week with 7 outs, and John Abair issued a $664,000 annuity, so he got credit for $66,000 this week. Not bad at all. All right, crazy numbers. All right, I want to work is what I want to do. I just want to start calling organizations. That's what I want to do. Let's do your group. Okay? Let's do that. Do you know your agent number? 278 439. That'll bring you up. All right. Come around here. All right. So, what's your hierarchy do a month? 45 to 50,000. All right. So I'm gonna show you how to double it in 60, 90 days. Okay. Thank you. All right. So first of all, I drew my group out all the time. Here's some notes from where I drew my group out, my business out in 1994, and I would draw it out, and I would work the deepest legs. You see, this is back in July of 94, and I would look to where my hierarchy was. You with me? So this does it for you. So if I was in, my Amway business, I would have to ask you to draw out your group, right? But now I can just pull out your entire group. So this is current month. And so what you want to do, you want your business, show you this. You want your business to look like you want to be really deep in this leg, and you want your business. I don't know if they can y'all zoom in on that? You want your business to look like that. Let me draw circles. So it'll be like this right here, and then a group like that, and then a group like that. That makes sense? Now, people would argue with these guidelines that you only need 2 legs. They think that you just want to do like that, but it won't look like that. It'll scatter out. But you still want to know the level that you're working on. So I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. So if I did this, I would be 5 levels down. You're always trying to get 12 levels deep, 13 levels deep. So like, Pam, if you want to double or triple your production under Tad or whoever else, or what's our IUL guy out in Montana? Tim, you got to get it 6, 7 deep. Okay? So when I look at your group, what I would do is I hired Riddle, and then Riddle hired you, right? Now, keep in mind, there's 13 people in between me and Riddle that either you say they're doing nothing, or they died, or they quit, right? And then was there anybody in between you and Riddle? So then Riddle hired him. So then when I look at his group, I'm going to go look at the deepest part of your leg. You with me? So then pulled your group up. I don't necessarily, can y'all, Chris, if you can hear me, I don't necessarily want everybody to see his group. In other words, I don't. But we flashed it up there so they got to look at it. I do the same thing with y'all, just take a look at it. Y'all. So what I'm trying to do is go, first of all, keep in mind, the truth is, I'm probably not going to do a lot of work in his group because Riddle has Olga and Jason. So he has a guy right here that's not doing much, good guy. But, so as I'm trying to get my organization deep, I don't have to work 6 legs of Andy Riddle's. Really, all I want to do is drive 2 legs deep as everything. So then you get down there with Terry Edwards. So really what I want to do, and that's probably whose group I should pull up, is Terry Edwards, because that's the deepest part of the Andy Riddle leg for me. Does that make sense? So a lot of times I tell people, it's like, the only reason I'm helping you is because I like you, because I don't have to. You know what I mean? Because my organization's it's big. Right. And Riddle's really, really big. But let's say if I'm Riddle and you're one of my legs. I want to help you. Here's what I would do. I would look at that group and I'd go, you said Fred's been with us a couple years and he thinks he thinks he can pass you, right?
Yep.
So I would say, all right, let's call him up and see if he really thinks that. So 843-4. Well, first of all, we hope he's listening to the show. So he should be sitting there at home thinking, phone's going to ring, right? Probably what? Probably on a job. Tomorrow's his last day.
Oh, my goodness. What's up, Andy?
Well, say, Fred.
Oh, my. Now, what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
Jerry Burbage. You familiar with him? You know that guy?
Yeah, I know him a little bit.
I got you on speaker, so don't be talking trash about him or anybody else, because they might hear you. So,
no, he's my boy, man.
So
I saw his
Fred,
pictures last night. Looks like I had a good time.
Fred has 2 people he's hired and 1 under. And I really should go to the deepest point, but he's been talking good stuff about Fred. I hear you quitting your job tomorrow, Fred.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow is my last day at Budweiser.
What do you do for Budweiser?
I'm actually a sales rep over here, so I sell all the displays and build them in the stores and all that stuff.
Why do you think current is going, previous month's going to be better? They show more people? Okay. So, all right, so you go to Fred, He thinks, is Fred your best guy right now? Okay, so then you go to Fred, and you go, Fred, who's your best guy? Fred, who's your best guy?
Ooh, Wes, but he's currently in the running with somebody else right now. But I would have to say my guy Wes right now.
When he says runnings with somebody else, what does he mean by that?
I think he's saying somebody's catching up to him.
Oh, Wes was your best leg.
Yeah, he still is, but yeah, he's got some competition now.
Well, who's the competition?
One of the people Jerry put under me, Jaquetta, who has hired somebody named Faith, and Faith she's doing pretty good right now. So
Jay is Jaquetta. Correct. Hey, Fred, this Budweiser thing, how long have you been there?
9 years.
9 years.
Yes,
Has that been
sir.
your best job so far before us?
What's that?
Is that been your best job?
Oh, absolutely.
Every time
it's put me in the position that I'm in, but, I thought this was it. But obviously, since I found the Alliance, this is my way out of Budweiser. So
every time I meet somebody that works with a beer company, Budweiser, or a distribution, even beer distribution, they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I say a lot. It's like a good job. It's not like, but now the people at the Quickie Mart that sell you the beer, not so much. But if you're up at the, if you got a big pyramid, like where you make the beer and then sell it, and then the distribution, you make the money, right? You're going to need a big pyramid to make some big money, Fred. Fred, I have a call every Friday at 10 a.m. After you don't have your job, I want you to try to jump on those calls and just kind of keep current and figure out what's going on in the world, okay?
Absolutely.
Like, this is what I call work. This is what I would do from 7 a.m. until 2 o'clock at night. Every day a week, 7 days a week. And then what I'm doing is I'm trying to get everybody on the same page, right?
Okay.
And you want to do it like in a conference call or just email everybody, but it don't work. You have to call people individual. So like if y'all wasn't in here, I would say a lot more things that I just ain't going to say in front of everybody. You with me?
Right.
Now, I'm going to say a few more things to him, but what I'm saying is I would be more penetrating, more direct. I wouldn't.
Got you.
Because I wouldn't want to offend. Okay, so when you so your job now, Wes, how much you get paid a year? Like if you had a great year this year with Budweiser, how much would you get?
This year, it was kind of hard to say with COVID numbers, but last year I finished at about 76,000 at Budweiser. And then with the Alliance, we ended up at like 102,000 for the year. And, obviously I'm not able to do hardly anything with the Alliance because of the demands of the Budweiser job. So, it's just got me thinking of what the potential could be if Budweiser just isn't in the way anymore. So,
how many hours were you working at Budweiser last year? To make
God, it was a lot, man. There were some weeks I was working 80 hours in a week, basically 2 40-hour weeks in a week.
So he's working 80 hours a week at his job and still figured out a way to make 100,000 on the side. Am I saying that right, Fred?
Well, it was 100,000 total. The Alliance was about 30,000 of that 100,000.
Oh, so you made 76,000 with Budweiser, and then another 24 or 20 or 30,000 with us.
Correct.
So that was your best year when you add those two together.
Yes, sir, by a lot.
All right. So you're thinking it'll be easy to make $100,000 with us without working 80 hours a week at Budweiser.
Oh yeah, absolutely believe that, 100%.
Now, do you have a GMR set up yet?
I do, and it's only for 10 leads a week, but I have talked to Jerry, and we're upping that to 15, and I did just make a little bit over $600 purchase. Well, it was $600 after the discount.
So here's like the future. If a guy was going to quit his job, you would want him to up his GMR 4 weeks before he planned on quitting it, because if he ups it now, it ain't like we can poop leave, right? Because it takes time to get them in the mail, and the people got to get it, and they got to get it. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of the skills lunch is anticipation, like knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, and then thinking and planning and just like, hey, all right, like for example, this guy's quit his job. Now, do you have insurance at work, Frank?
Do you mean like life insurance or health insurance?
Do you have health insurance coverage at work?
Yes.
When you leave work, are you going to have health insurance?
No.
Okay, that's a big, big, big mistake. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I was your daddy, I would start cussing, but I'm not your daddy. But see how bold I am now? Can you imagine how crazy I would be if y'all wasn't in here? Okay, he's an adult. Today, you get health insurance.
All right.
You with me?
Yes, sir.
Because if you don't, everything could be wiped out in a split second. You with me?
Yes, sir.
You go, we sell life insurance. Why are you selling health insurance? I have never not had health insurance. Like, when I had a job and my wife had cancer, we were not going to quit our job until we could get her insurance. Right? Because you do not ever, like, America's crazy. Like, if you ain't got health insurance, you will die. Like, they don't say, come on in here, we're going to treat you anyway. They say stuff like, go home and get comfortable. Bend over and kiss your ass because you're getting ready to go wait in the air. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do in America. Yeah. Like, I can't afford a chemo. Well, go home and get comfortable. Like, I think people think, oh, no, they'll take you in, and the government, no, it won't. They just be like, and, like, what if it's a surgery you don't really need, but you want it? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, insurance is huge. But see how I'm in his life now? I would go like, you and Andy Riddle let the man quit his job, not knowing he had health insurance or not. You see how I'm thinking about Fred? I'm going to think about his business right now. You got a wife and kids?
Yes, sir.
You fucking get some health insurance. You should be Googling it right now. Just Google health insurance and your zip code, and then call some insurance agents. Matter of fact, where you live, Fred, we'll get somebody over there at your house now.
Most corner South Carolina. But, Jerry did say he was able to get health insurance for a decent price. So,
well, Jerry ain't Fred. Jerry ain't Fred. Fred got to have his insurance.
I know. I just want to know who he's got so I can maybe try them out as well.
He got Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Oh, there we go.
So, all right. So, whew. But see, so I do. I mean, you do so like this is typical conversation I have. Because I'm thinking, how old are your kids, Fred?
6 years old.
Just one?
Yes, sir.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
Is he in good health?
Yes, for the most part.
Why you hesitate? Is he like my dad?
Yeah. He did suffer a concussion about a month ago. But
he got a concussion a month ago?
From that now.
What happened?
He fell off the trampoline in the backyard. We do have a safety net, but he fell through the zipper hole in the safety net, so he didn't zip it. So cracked his head.
Boy fell off the trampoline, busted the head up. Did he crack it open? Did it bleed or anything?
No, it didn't bleed, but it was tough watching him because he was not the same kid for the next week or so.
That had to be scary.
It was.
You married?
Yes, sir. 7 years.
Is that his mama? That you married to?
Yes.
Was she tore up, crying a mess?
She was worried. We didn't cry, but we were definitely worried. Because we've heard that sometimes they have a chance of not coming back to normal, but he did bounce back, thankfully. So
bounce back, get it? Bounce back. Trampoline.
Not the best choice of words.
Hey, Fred, has he got back on the trampoline yet?
Oh yeah.
He's already got back on the trampoline?
Oh yeah.
I remember asking for a trampoline, and I think my parents were like, you ain't got no stupid trampoline. Anybody else's parents say that? You ain't got no stupid trampoline. Do you have one? You didn't like it either. See? All right. But like, this is what I do. Everything. Has your wife got a job?
Well, the Alliance. That's what she does.
And then see, what I like to do is I like to find out stuff that you don't know, right? Now, you've been working with him 2 years. Mm-hmm. If I found out something in the first 10 minutes that you ain't found out in 2 years, I'd be like, you don't care about it. I care about it more than you. Does that make sense? Yeah. And now, he'll return my phone call before he will yours. Now, he should return your phone call, but you follow what I'm saying? Because he'll be like, Albright's thinking about me. You with me? And I think that's not just anticipation, but the ability to take your body and put it over in his body and then think about it. You with me? Like, be that person and think. Because, like, I was talking to one of my stupid rich friends, and we were saying, wouldn't it be crazy if our children would listen to us and do what we say? Like, that would be just bizarre. Because we have screwed up so many ways in our life. But, like, we could tell them, like, don't do this, right? Or we could say, do this a lot. And then if they would do it, and, it's funny because, like, hopefully my son-in-law's on, hopefully Brandon Manley's listening, and he hears what I'm saying. You with me? But the other thing is, like, believe it or not, you can't just tell somebody something. First of all, they have to be open to hearing it. And then second of all, they have to remember it 10 minutes later. You with me? Because, like, all this stuff in this book, first things first that I have highlighted, I have forgot it all. Does that make sense? But some of it I'll remember. But usually, so let me ask you this. What's the best way? You know how people learn stuff. How do people learn stuff? Just how do they learn? Doing it. Doing it and doing it and doing it. And in other words, repetition. So if I will read this book again and again and again, I will start to know stuff in here. But the stuff that I took from here and immediately started doing, and then I do it over and over again, then I remember it. Or like this coin. This coin. Now, the coin didn't come out of this book. It came out of Brian Tracy's book. But think about this book, Stephen Covey's. First things first. What does that mean? Most valuable task. You see what I'm saying? What should you work on? The most valuable task. First things first. So whatever's the first thing, the most valuable, is the thing you should work on first. You see how that works? So like I love this book. And Covey also does this quadrant. And it's called, what's it called? He does the quadrants. You know what I'm talking about. And it has what's important and what's urgent and what's important and urgent, and then what's not important but urgent. Right? So those quadrants I've memorized, right? Because I've taught them so much and I try to do them. Make sense? All right, so back to what I was talking about was if I could just tell Fred what to do. Now, here's the problem, okay? How old are you, Fred?
36.
Okay, so he's 36. So in a lot of ways, he could do this. He could say, I'm a 36-year-old man. I got a wife of 7 years. Or I got a boy 6 years old. What are you going to tell me that I don't know, right? Or he could say, well, that's just not the way I operate. That's not my personality. You with me? That's not my personality. That's not the way I feel. What are some other phrases that people say? But basically, I ain't going to do what you're saying. What do they say?
That's not me.
That's not me. What else?
Not how I learn.
That I could be like I could tell Celine, I'd be like, Celine, you need to start to book 20 appointments a week and do this on the side. She'd be like, how old are your kids? Just one? Huh? Twins? So I got twins at home, and I'm not going, after I work here, I'm not going to run 20 appointments. I'll be like, okay. There's nothing I can say. You with me? She would have to be like, okay, I'll have to rearrange babysitting. I'll be like, I don't care how you do it. Just do it. You go like, can I take them with me? I don't care. Just as long as you run 20 appointments. God. See, first things first for me would be the 20 appointment. How she does kids, I don't care. Now, if she said, well, how do you think I should handle the kids? Do you have some tips on that while I'm running 20 appointments? Then I could say, oh, yeah, I absolutely do. Here's what I would do. You with me? But if she says, I don't want to run appointments, or if she says, I'll do the kids like I want to do the kids, that's all on her. But what if she said, how should I do my kids? Or what should I tell my husband? Then she could listen to what I say, Jamal, but she could pick and choose. Or she could do everything I say. Makes sense. You can get fired, Fred, while you're on the phone. You're supposed to be working.
No. I mean, tomorrow's my last day, so I mean, that's fine.
But see, if he was on a job that he couldn't quit, I would say that. Like, don't get fired. See how I put myself in his spot? Does that make sense? All right, now, so Jamal, the reason most people don't ask an opinion, like my opinion, is because they don't want to hear it. Does that make sense? Now, here's what people say. You're not the boss of me. I go like, no, I'm not. But I could be your advisor, right? So I had advisors. Jim Henson's in his 70s. He's been in insurance for almost 50 years, okay? So if I have a situation any kind of situation in insurance, I called him. Does that make sense? And also, he knows all the presidents. Does that make sense? Well, Goad, he's real tight with God, like Jesus and all the words, for God. And he's friends with all those people, right? I know they're all one person, but you know what I'm saying. And he reads the Bible. And he knows other preachers. And he's been around Amway for about 40 years. So if it's something to do with that, you see what I'm saying? Like, I have advisors, but if Henson tells me we don't need that insurance company, I don't have to do that. I can say, get them anyway. But I won't, you see what I'm saying, Jamal? So I would encourage you to ask advice of people who have accomplished things that you want to accomplish. But you don't have to do it their way. Does that make sense? Well, hopefully you learned. You have different options. I'm trying to think of something like people like sometimes I'll say something to a person, they'll ask me, and they're like, I never even thought of that. And I go, yeah, that's why you ask, because there might be a way to do it you thought. So, by the way, I'm working right now. I'm working with Fred. You see, all y'all are listening, but y'all ain't listening. And then all the people on the conference call, about 99% ain't, I said they hear it, but Fred is like on edge. Does that make sense? Like you're kind of on the edge because you're right here. Does that make sense? So, all right, let's get back down to brass tacks with Fred. Okay, Fred.
Yes, sir.
Health insurance. Your wife works here, so that would mean tomorrow you got no health insurance on you or the kids. Can't you extend it at work, like OSHA or ASHA or what is it? Cobra, yeah. Can't you do Cobra and pay for it?
Yeah, I think so, but I hear that's pretty expensive doing that.
Okay, let me see if I can explain it to you. Get it. Don't go one day without health insurance coverage. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now watch. I'm not his daddy. He might say, screw that. Now, I'm telling you, like, I would not leave work today until I had health insurance for tomorrow. Like, I would put down my phone after this call, and I would get it. Because if something happens to that kid, and he ain't got no health insurance, or his wife, and he ain't got no health insurance, or him, and he ain't got no health insurance. I was just reading an email a couple months ago. My mama went through the intersection. This car T-boned her, almost killed her. You with me? And so now we're working. My attorney's working on the insurance. But what a night! Can you imagine? So, and look, I'm not trying to scare him. It's not my life. Matter of fact, if he dies tomorrow, I'll be like, who? Fred, who? I'll be like, I don't know who's groupie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know him. Like, people take it like if I tell you get health insurance, people think, they act like, well, Andy, he's mad. Andy don't care. Now if it's my son or daughter, I get mad. Matter of fact, I would be driving toward them. I'd be like, no, you're not going, because health, does that make sense? It's weird, ain't it? That's the way I am. I'm I'm such a contrast. Like, I have no fear, and I'm scared to death all the time. Does that make sense? Kind of? Yeah. It's a contradiction. It's like sweet and sour or mean and nice. I was wondering where you was. You passed the state exam? How many tries? 5 tries, baby. Congratulations, brother. I almost asked about you. I was like, where the heck is Drew? All right. So, Fred.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a strategy, like, do you make phone calls on Mondays and Thursdays?
Yes, typically we call Monday and Wednesday and Thursday, because we try to book appointments for the weekend also for myself.
Who's we? Yeah. Who's we? Your team?
Me and my wife.
You and your wife. Okay.
Yeah, she's an integral part of what we're doing. So,
Hey, let me ask you something. Does Wesley got a job, Wes?
no. He's 100% in Alliance full
Well, I
time.
wouldn't say that. The reason I'm questioning 100% is I'm wondering if he's on this call. You see what I
Good
mean?
question.
Sir?
That is a very good question.
Well, you shouldn't be wondering because you hired him.
Right.
You should know he's on the call. Right?
Right.
Like, let me tell you, let me just let you guess. Is Adam Katz on the call? Yep. Avian on the call? Yep. Fitz on the call? Yep. Paul Roberts on the call? Yep. See how that works? I got 1,000 people out there. You only got 5 to look after.
Right.
How you not know what them 5 are doing? Does that make sense? That'd be like me. I know what my kid's doing right now. I know what both of them doing. One's 26 and one's 23. Now, if I was Patrick Connors and I had 13 kids, you don't know where they are. You see what I'm saying? And now Patrick Connors would be like, but I do know where they are because they're my kids. Does that make sense? Now,
Yes, sir.
but what you could say is, I know where all of them are but 2, and they are lunatics. That'd be like your team. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he's on the call. I don't know if he's on the call. Now, Wes, you don't have to be on all my calls, okay? You hear me? I mean, Fred. Fred, you don't have to be on all my calls, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Do you want him on my calls?
Absolutely.
Every one of them?
All
Yep.
Fred, did you know he wanted you on all the calls?
Yeah. And I want to be on all the calls as well. So,
Okay, now watch this. Does Wes know that you want him on all the calls?
Yeah.
You think so? You think he knows?
Yeah.
Let's call him. Hold on. You okay still, Fred? Can you hold on another minute?
absolutely.
All right, let's see. I'm going to call him, see if he picks up. So this is called working depth, like working depth. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I got Fred. So I got Andy Rowe, and I got Jerry, then I got Fred, and then we got Wes. Right? So I'm going to find out if Wes is on the call. I'm checking on him. You with me? But like you say, well, let's say if it was 2 o'clock, you say, hey, did you get the call? Were you on Andy's call? They're like, no. They're like, hey, did you know he wants you on those calls? He'd be like, yeah, but I was busy. Okay.
Your call
Let me
has
ask
been
you this.
forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Let me ask you this.
Wesley Neville.
Will you watch it if I send you a link to it? You with me? He didn't pick up, so I'm going to try again. You ready? You there? Fred?
Yes. Yep, I'm here.
All right. So what'll happen is I will cover stuff on this. Now, another thing is I'm never mad. Like, I don't call people like, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, I don't say that. But I will be like, they'll call me and text me something or ask me a question, and I'll call them back. Hey, how you doing? Good. Was you on the call today? No. What was your question? Asked me. I said, dadgummit, they covered that on the call today. Now I got to do it twice. You see what I'm saying? He could be an appointment. He could be getting a check. He could be in a doctor's office. He could have fell off a trampoline.
Yeah.
He's not picking up. Can you text him, Fred, and say, hey, Albright's trying to call you. You pick up?
Yep, on it right now.
You do that while I call Kay. But this is all. Okay, so once I've called everybody, now, and some people you don't want to talk to every day because you don't have to. Faith is one of these calls. Oh, Faith was?
Yeah.
And then, but Jay hired her. But Jay hadn't written too much.
She's part-time.
She's part-time, but Faith is full-time?
Yes. She just last month was her first full month.
Okay. Did Robbie figure out what to do?
I think they're working on it, yeah.
They're working on it.
Yes.
Okay. Now, to me, this is like so. Hey, Faith. Hello, Faith.
Yes, sir.
Andy Albright, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I can't hear you that good. Can you hear me loud and clear?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I can hear you better now. I'm good friends with Fred Butler and Jerry Burbage. You know those people?
Yes, sir, I do. I'm watching you guys.
Oh, you're on the show?
Hear me.
You're watching right now?
Yes, I was connected to my car.
Oh. Well, thank you for tuning in.
You're welcome. I'm trying to learn, trying to get it down.
And what? I got Fred Butler's on the phone too. You know Fred, right?
Yes.
I think.
Hey, let me ask you something, Faith. I've been talking to you for 3 minutes. Have I talked to you more than Fred has ever talked to you, or has Fred talked to you more than I've talked to you?
No, Fred has talked to me more than you've talked to me.
Okay, good. See, because Fred hired Kay, and then Kay hired Faith. Sometimes I'll be talking to somebody, and person 3 up from them has never spoke to them. And I about have a heart attack when that happens. So I was asking her, basically, has Fred ever talked to you, right?
Yes, he has.
You
Fred
know,
and Jerry.
like, watch this. When he was in Amway, his upline never talked to him, ever. But then, when they quit Amway and started doing something else, they called him. And he was like, you ain't never called my ass before. Why you calling me now? You know what I'm saying? In other words, make friends before you need friends. That makes sense. Faith,
That makes sense.
Faith, you got children?
I do. I have 3 children.
How old are they?
29, 25, and 17.
Did you hear what I was saying? Wouldn't it be crazy if your children would listen to you?
It would be
And you
very
could
nice if they would listen to us.
You could just tell them what to do and everything.
Yes.
And then they would do it, and then they would avoid a whole lot of pain. They would avoid a whole lot of, just wasted money, wasted heartaches.
I agree.
Do you have grandchildren?
1 granddaughter.
Which one's got the granddaughter?
My granddaughter's 1.
Which child has the granddaughter?
The oldest, my son.
29-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
Is your granddaughter in good health?
She is.
And she's 1?
She's 1, yes.
Where do you live, Faith?
I live out in Charleston County in a little town called Hollywood.
That's in South Carolina, right?
Yes, that's correct.
843. Are you near Myrtle Beach at all?
No, not near Myrtle Beach. I'm near Edisto Island.
It's Edisto Island?
Edisto Island.
Edisto, yeah.
On the south end of Charleston.
South end of Charleston.
Closer to Beaufort.
I thought
Yeah,
it's 843, not a Myrtle Beach number. It's the whole east coast of South Carolina. Okay. See, I used to know every zip code, every area code in the country. Like I knew that was, Myrtle Beach, but it's really South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Just because there are a million numbers. Fred, where are you close to her? Are you close to her, Fred?
Yeah, I'm in Monk's Corner. I'm the next county over.
Okay, so if you could see, so I'm putting all this stuff together in my head. Like, it's hard to show you what's in my head, and I'm going like, hey, y'all know Riddle's coming up there to do a meeting next week, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
on the 9th.
And Faith, are you recruiting people?
I am.
Do you have people that are already planning on coming to Riddle's meeting?
Yes, I have 2 people already planning on coming to the meeting.
You got 2?
Yes.
Okay. Guess what I think you should do with those people?
Okay, what should I do with those people?
You should try to get people coming for them.
Okay.
Now, the people that you got coming for them, you know what you should try to do with them?
Get more people coming for them.
Right. If I could get everybody doing that, we would be $1 billion company overnight. But people think like this. I got I got 2 people coming. Right. And what should you do with them, Faith?
Get 2 more coming to them.
Right. And then after you do that, you should do what?
Get more coming to those 2.
Right. Okay, now what? But you understand what people don't do? They go, I got 2 people coming. And they stop like there's a period. I've got 2 people coming. I'm going like, that is not how this works. You're supposed to get them to have 2 people. And here's what people say. When does it end? When you die. That's when it ends. You see what I'm saying? Well, can't I just take a break in between now and then? Riddle comes next Thursday. Can't we just keep them coming? No. You got to get people coming for them. Does that make sense? Okay,
Yes,
now,
it does.
once you know what you want, how do we get it? So now that we've established what we want, I need to tell her how to get it. Okay? You married, Faith?
I am.
What's your husband's name?
Joshua.
Joshua. Do you know her husband's name is Joshua, Fred?
I did not.
See what I'm saying? That's not good.
19 years.
What?
They just celebrated 19 years.
Just been married 19 years. Fred, you see where he knows more about your downline than you do?
I do. Yep.
That means it's his team, not yours. Does that make sense?
Agreed.
When you know everything about them, it's your team. But when your upline knows everything about them, it's their team. That kind of makes sense? This is like 30 years of doing this crazy stuff. Okay, all right. That's good enough. All right, good job. 19 years. What kind of work does he do? I'm asking Jerry. Like,
That part I know about.
well, I'm getting ready to find out. What kind of work does he do?
It's retired military.
He's what?
Retired Army.
Retired Army. How many years service?
Thank you.
How many years service?
25 years.
25 years. See how critical that is? To know that her husband was in the military for 25 years and she was married to him 19 of them. What was his job in the military?
He was a computer specialist.
He was a computer specialist. Now, how's his health?
He's in good health.
And what does he think about you doing this business?
He likes that I'm doing this business. Actually, I'm trying to get him on board.
See, she's trying to get him on board. Guess what y'all could do? Help. Help. See, he's your downline. So help her get Joshua online. Does that make sense? People say things like, I don't know how to get depth. Well, ask. Does that make sense? You ain't even ask. I mean, okay, next thing, see, there's 2 people that she's got that she thinks is coming next Thursday. And there's Joshua. See? Right? Is that right, Faith?
That's correct.
Okay. So the most important one that we want there is Joshua. So what do we want? Joshua there. How do we get it? See, my mind just goes back and forth between what I want and how do I get it. Okay? So is Joshua close by, Faith?
No, he's not close by me. I'm actually out. I will set up for this call or watch this call, and then I'm going to run appointments after.
Okay, so here's what people say to me. This is what, I'm not going to call them dum-dums, but this is what people say to me. I'm running business that day. Well, she's running business. Well, I booked an appointment at 10. Well, did you not know you could have booked it at 11? Or how about this? If you'd have booked it at 9:30, then you could, well, I wouldn't do it at 9. I would do it, you could book it at 10:30, and then you could be late and get there at 11. You see what I'm saying? But now, don't get me wrong. I don't care if you miss my calls. But I'm saying if you wanted to be on it at the right same time, and here's the reason I like to be on at the same time, so I can text my friends and check, say, what did he say and what's he mean by that? And then you could even text me and say, hey, could you clarify? It was confusing, or what about this situation? Okay. Fred, you hanging in there, Bo?
Yes, sir.
Did you know today's Fred's last day at Budweiser, Faith?
I did.
That's good stuff. But you don't have another job, do you, Faith?
No, I don't. I quit my job.
And what kind of job did you have?
I was working with Aon. They do health insurance for folks that are 65 and older.
Okay. Hey, let me ask you this, Faith. Do you need to do this like you need the money, or is it just extra spending money, or is it just for entertainment? Why are you doing it?
I'm doing it because I got tired of working hard for everyone else.
Okay. So you want to make some money for yourself and kind of be on your own schedule.
Yes.
But I'm saying financially wise, with the money that Joshua's got coming in and you've saved up, do you need to keep working? Do you need the money?
Yes, I still need to keep working.
Okay. Are all those children, 17-year-olds still live at home?
Yes, the 17-year-old is a senior in high school.
Okay. Did the other two, did any of them go in the military?
No, neither one. My son is a welder for Kubota, and my daughter, the 25-year-old, is still in college.
Where's she in college?
She is now at Clemson University.
Princeton?
Clemson.
Clemson.
Getting a biology degree.
Clemson. So since she's in South Carolina, that's good parenting. You see what I'm saying? Because it's in-state tuition, and it's a big name school. And what's she studying at Clemson?
Biology. She's a biology major.
See, that's impressive, right? The 29-year-old is a welder.
Yes.
All right. And a 17-year-old, a boy or girl?
She's a girl.
Girl. Athlete or academics or?
Academics. She's actually she's actually a state officer for South Carolina in the Future Farmers of America.
I didn't understand what you said. Say that again.
She's a state officer for the Future Farmers of America organization.
Oh, really cool. She's a state officer for Future Farmers of America, FFA. Right? Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've really done really well, her and Joshua. Okay. All right. So, do you have a GMR set up, Faith, for leads?
I do not. I have to set it up.
Okay.
I do not have it set up.
You know that you can get leads for 26 or 28% discount when you got a GMR.
Yes, Jerry told me that, so they're going to help me set it up.
That's a lot. Is that sale thing still going on? It is. You got a list of what's left? You don't? Will you post it? Updated leads are left. Here's what I was going to say. Why don't you get her to get on it? Here's what I would do. Like you've heard me talk about I'm in the driving. I'll be all right, let's do this. And I always do it like I just thought, I got an idea, let's do this. Which really, I do this every time. You know what I mean? It's just that's the way I do it. I got an idea, let's do this. Let's get her on GMR. But tell her, say, if you'll commit to at least 10 leads a week, I will, because I will buy you like $200 worth of leads, or I'll get you $200 worth of leads, because you might have some in the area already, some old ones, right? So you just give her $200 worth of leads, right? If she'll get the GMR. Does that make sense? Like, think about it she's a grown woman with grandchildren, right? But you're still going to treat her a little bit like you would do your children. Hey, look, if you will stack this wood right here, I will take you to the store and let you buy something. Does that make sense? So then you get them to stack the wood, And then the next time you say, like, hey, stack of wood, we'll take it. And eventually they'll know the stack of wood without having to take them to the store. Does that make sense? So you kind of bribe them in to get them on the GMRs. Now, so there's two people. There's the one giving instruction, like if I'm giving you advice, and then there's the person that's taking the instruction. Or as one of my mentors used to say, he said, you need to avail your system. You need to be available. You have to, so she could say, just tell me what you want me to do, Andy. Okay, now don't fall into that trap. If they go, oh, you can tell me, you can be hard on me, you can tell me if I'm doing something stupid. Just tell me I'm doing something stupid. Don't do that. Because they're lying. Because you'll say something to like, don't ever do that again. That was stupid. And then they go home crying. You with me? Right? So you don't fall into that trap of Faith Washington, right? Who's he think I am? I'm a grown woman. I'm a deacon in the church. He ain't even seen inside the church, or something like that, right? And you'll be like, what'd I say? Well, you try to correct them without sneaking it in, That kind of makes sense. All right. Now, so if you're listening to this, okay, now let me ask you this. How many things have I found out about her family that you don't know? A bunch? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. People say, well, why would you care about all that stuff? That's exactly right. Why do I care about her and you don't? Why is that? Well, it could be because I'm a loving, giving, like Jesus, right? Or it could be I'm a businessman, and I know that people don't want to know what you know until they believe that you care. The way they say that is that they don't. How's it go?
Don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
They don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. So it could be that I'm aware of that, so I ask all the questions. Now, the other thing that'll freak you out is how long I will remember this. Like as in 20 years from now, every time you remember that girl Faith? I go, yeah, what are them kids doing now? What if that joker's still welding? Like you're welding when you're 29, it makes sense. But when you're 57, do you want to be welding? You see what I'm saying? Like I'll be like, especially, and then if I talk to her once a month, then, you know what I mean? I'll get to know their names. Faith.
Yes.
I wanted to let you know that Transamerica screw up, they're working on fixing all that. I don't know what happened, something to do with the contracts. I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just telling you, have you been in insurance for a while?
For about a year.
A year. Well, now you've been with us the whole time, or are you with somebody else?
No, I was with someone else at first.
Who were you with?
Family First Life.
Family First Life. Didn't work out over there?
No, did not work out over there.
What happened? How come it didn't work?
It just wasn't. I didn't get enough training. I was just not happy. I was just not happy.
Let me guess. It didn't seem like they cared.
At all.
Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So, they didn't know. Nobody over there knows about your children, do they?
No, they don't.
They don't know about your husband's service to America and keeping us free or nothing.
No, sir.
So then she's here, and she's writing business like crazy. Now, Faith, these insurance companies, they're not us. Okay?
Okay.
We're going to screw up too, but we're probably 10 times smarter than them. That's just on estimate.
Okay.
I don't know why that is, but I've been dealing with them for 21 years now, and they're very frustrating. What I did to get around the frustration part, you should consider. That's get a secretary. Okay?
Okay.
Day one, I got a secretary because I thought to myself, if you write one app, that's enough to pay for a secretary. And that would save me 40 hours a week by writing one app. And I thought to myself, that's worth an hour right there to get 40 hours and in change for 1 hour of work. So I told my wife, I said, get me a secretary. And, don't be bringing an ugly one up in here, And she found Deborah Pendergraft. She's had Japanese. She was like, we meet the government quota thing. What do they call it? When you got to have a certain number of people that ain't from here? Diversity, yeah. She said equal opportunity. That's what it is. She said, you're going to get the diversity thing, and she's good looking, and she's smart as hell, and I trust her. I was like, that's the quadruple right there, baby. And she was married to one of my really good friends. I didn't know her, but I knew him. And day one, we hired Deborah. Now, before Deborah, we talked Stacy into working for free. Well, how you do it? Well, she's a good friend. We knew her. I said, hey, I'll pay you when I got the money. And I did. I eventually paid her. But I'm going to tell you this. I remember 21 years ago, I'm not going to demonstrate it, but I was talking on the phone, and I slammed the phone so hard I broke the phone, and I was tore it all to pieces. I hated them people. You ever been that frustrated with them yet? Hey.
Not till I'm slamming the phone, but yeah, I'm frustrated with them.
Yeah. Well, the way to not get frustrated is let a secretary do it. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, watch this. We are salespeople. They are secretaries. What do secretaries hate? Selling. What do we hate? Secretarian. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So, like, for example, I would not be a horse poop shoveler, but there are people that love horse poop shoveling. You with me? Let them do that. You do what they do. So, I would get a secretary. Now, watch this. Here's what people say. Well, do you think it's too early in business to tell her to get a secretary? I got one day one. Well, she can't afford it. Well, she writes more out, she'll be able to. Hey, if she makes more out, she makes more money. And you don't have to pay the secretary. You see what I'm saying? But I thought you was teaching her because you did. Yeah, I am. It just so happens it works good for me, too. Does that make sense? Now, if she don't want to get a secretary, I don't care. Now, if you got a secretary and your secretary takes the headaches off of her, she may never get a secretary. Does that make sense? That's kind of like them kids that live at home. If mom and dad keep it comfortable and they want to stay at home, stay home. You see what I'm saying? Mine couldn't wait to leave. Like, they hated it. They used to get, why you treat me like this? I said, so you don't like it here. That's why. I love you, but you can't like it here. You see what I'm saying? You should keep it in mind with your boy. You know? I mean, that's okay if they stay. I'm no offense to the ones that stay. As a matter of fact, I'm happy for you. I just, you can't run around naked, you know. Well, they don't like for you to, you know. But Faith, you tracking with me?
I'm tracking with you.
Now, so then you got to think about, can the secretary work from home? Does the secretary work out of the house? Do they have a basement? Do they have a spare bedroom? You see what I'm saying? Like, I just start thinking all different ways to help her build a business and get rich. Now, if she chooses to not do it and I can see I'm wasting my breath, I will go talk to somebody else more. Does that make sense? So we've been on 1 hour working your death. Do you think we've made any progress? So what we do is, okay, let's do some to-do items. Okay, GMR. What do you think about the GMR idea, Faith?
I like it.
If he matches you and gets you a lot of extra leads, would you consider doing it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now so she could say that, well, not right now, or pretty soon. I'll be all right, okay. But I got her to do it. You do that? You know? Because a little pressure to get a person to do the right thing. Like, you need to brush your teeth, right? Like, yeah. This makes sense? Okay, so we got a GMR. And, have you got your ticket to our upcoming open house, Faith?
I did
Say again?
ticket for open house.
Yeah, open house, fall summit.
Yes, in January.
No, there's one coming up in, when is it? October. September 30th. That's right, it's free. All you gotta do is sign up. Well, we do have a sign up for it.
Okay. I'll sign up for that. I know I signed up for the one-day training for Medicare.
Oh, you signed up for the Medicare?
Yes, as well.
Okay, yeah, you need to sign up for the open house. And then you know about the January convention. But see, all I'm doing is just checking boxes, kind of checking boxes. But, you know, if that makes any sense. I'm just checking. But, and when you're checking, it makes people think that you care what they do, and then they're more likely to do it. Hey, these two people that you've got interested in coming next week,
Yes, sir.
do you think they're listening to this call?
No, they're not on the call.
Did you encourage them to be on it?
I did not.
Oh, wouldn't that have been cool if they'd have heard all this stuff?
They would have.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, next time. Actually,
Yes, sir.
we could get a recording of it, and she could send it to them and hear all about it. And then they could hear us on here saying, you know, wouldn't that be cool if they heard it? And then they heard it. It's kind of like Back to the Future and all that. But that'd be cool. Okay. All right, Fred.
Yes, sir.
You got an easy job. You can just sit there and talk on the phone and they don't say nothing. Okay. Get that health insurance, Fred. I care about you. That's the other thing, is if I, you know, by me being all upset about it, it makes them feel like I care, which I kind of do. I'm going to hang up the phone, I won't. But I care while I'm here. Does that make sense? It's kind of like Kid Rock. When he shows up at a concert, he'll sing his ass off. But he don't go home and sing all. I mean, he's like in the bathroom going around. Does that make sense? But when that bell rings, you know. All right. All right. Faith, congratulations on a fast start.
Thank you.
Hey, see, I don't want to talk about how she knows Kay, and there's a million things. But I can't talk to you now. I got to run. All right. Hey, I'm excited about you. Look forward to meeting you in person.
All right.
Fred?
Same here.
Fred, what are we going for next year? How much are you going to try to make next year, Fred?
200.
200,000.
200,000. Yeah. I don't see why we can't. So, I mean, no reason not to.
Is that him?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from, Fred?
South Carolina. I mean, I was born in Korea, but I've been raised here my whole life.
Born in Korea. That's why I was looking at his picture at him. He don't look like a South Carolina boy. Looks more like a Korean guy, but he sounds like a South Carolina guy.
Yeah.
Do you speak Korean?
Nobody expects a Korean friend to come walking through their door.
Say again?
Nobody ever expects a Korean friend to come walking through their door.
A Korean named Fred. A Korean named Fred who talks like he's from South Carolina. Isn't that crazy?
He said he's going to change your, don't be afraid.
Hey, what's good for me?
Don't be a Fred.
Yeah, we're going to change that.
You don't want to be a Fred. Fred said, yes, I do too. Hey, so if I was from Korea, I'd probably be named Fred too. That's what I'd do. Do you speak Korean?
No, sir.
You see how good this all this is because of the ARC. I can just pull it up and look and go to the numbers. Didn't have to ask you the phone number. I pull up his picture. It's just, but listen, the tools are unfreaking believable, but you got to use them. Hey, it's super nice getting to know you guys. I'm excited about your organization blowing up. Let's talk again soon, okay?
All right.
All right, you got my cell phone number. Text me.
Will do.
Later. Y'all have a good day. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Friday call. I didn't go over all the great information. Jeff was encouraging me. It was really good stuff. But I thought today I'm going to be a sermon. I'm not going to preach a sermon. I did some preaching. But anyway, thank y'all guys for plugging in. I hope this helps. Let's kill it. Let's double. Blow up.